Hi guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my series for 2023. And another video with me with a red nose. It's only a cold, but it's a stinky cold and I feel like rubbish. So I'm just going to get on, film this video and show you the 5 series that I'm going to be reading in 2023. A little peek for my goal plans for 2023 is that I'm not doing any goals this year. I'm not having any reading goals or any things like that. I'm just going to have channel plans rather than reading goals. So I'm doing different things like I'm going to stick with doing the series. You already would have seen my TBR jar that's returning. I've got my Dickens project and I've got my classics for 2023. They are pretty much it. But I will obviously go into more detail when I do the video at the end of the year and sum it up. So I've picked 5 series for this year. I'm not going to overload. I've got there's a couple of duologies that I want to read. I may read any more series, but I'm not sure yet. So I'm just going to give it my best shot. There are some of these series that are going to be for read-alongs, and I will explain that as I go along. So the first one is the Our Doris series, which Charles Heathcote and Charlie Brooke Reads are hosting a read-along of this series, so I'm joining them with it. In January, we're reading Our Doris, which is the first in the series. This is the 3rd time I've read this. It seems to be a January tradition. Ange always reads Shuggy Bane in January. I always read Our Doris. It's brilliant. I absolutely love it. It's the series of books that Charles Heathcote has written himself and published and everything. He's a self-published author. And this is about Doris Copeland, who is the pillar of the Partridge Mews community. But it's told by the narrator, which is called Harold, which is her husband. And, it's just lovely. It's a great series. It's one of my favourite series ever. So, in this book, it's mainly about the battle shoot. They're doing this garden contest thingy. And join Doris as she battles Janice Dooley of Little Street. And it's just, it's the first book and I absolutely love it. So we're reading that in January. In February, we are reading Indisputably Doris, which is the second in the series. And this is, in this one, it's Doris, she's battling Pandra O'Malley for the position of chairwoman in the WI, which is a women's institution. Her campaign brings her up against flu, would-be elves and a bake sale that just may be more of a cover for nefarious means. So February reading that one, and we're also reading Doris Ahoy, which is the shortest book. And this is where Doris goes on a cruise. And I love it. It's brilliant. And to me, actually, I found Indisputably Doris quite emotional. I did cry a bit on that one. But yeah, this one we're also going to be reading in February. And then in March, we're finishing off the series with Charlie's newest book, which I've somehow got the covers gone and bent upstairs in my room. So I need to... And this is, I read this last year, I proofread it, so this will be the first time I've read the actual full copy. I was one of his beta readers. And this is the end of the series. It's the biggest book. It's going to be one that, I'm just going to feel emotional. I haven't actually seen if he's put anything in here. Yeah, Charlie is literally one of the nicest people ever. And he put me the most gorgeous little note at the start of this, which is... And he's thanking me for his support and stuff. And I just love Charlie. So I can't wait to read that in March. But I am actually putting it now, doing like this, so I can look after it. But the first one's got to be put to one side. Because I'm reading this in January, so that's my January TBR. Then the next series that I'm going to be reading over the whole year. And this is the longest series. So like last year I had the Nightingale Nurses series, which was my longest. This is actually... a long series because even though it's only 7 books in it, they are all Mahusive. So I'm going to be reading them. Reading the first one, The Seven Sisters, in January. This is called The Seven Sisters by Lucinda Riley. And I've been told it's very emotional. Historical fiction. This first one I'll read a little bit about, and it's got 5 sisters plus her extra. Plus there's a missing sister or something. And this one's about Maya Deplees and her 5 sisters who gather around for their childhood home in a secluded castle situated on the shores of Lake Geneva, having been told their adopted father, the elusive billionaire Parsalt, has died. I don't want to know too much, but I will tell you the other books in the series. So this one's going to be January. Right, actually January needs to go to one side. And then I'm not going to be reading one in February because they are all very big. So Seven Sisters is 600 pages. That's not too big. I should be able to read it easily enough. And then in March, I'll be reading The Storm Sister, which is about Ali de Peace. Don't know any more than that. Literally, do not want to know. Then in, I think it's May. I decided it'd be May. I would read The Shadow Sister, because April's my son's birthday month. And this is about Star de la Peace, who's at the crossroads of her life, and her father left, it's her heritage. So that's going to be May. And then we're going to do May, June, July, all of these, because there's 7. So the Pearl Sister will be June. And this one's about Cece de la Peace, who's never felt that she fitted in. July, some of these main months that make jump around, is The Moon Sister, and this is about Tiggy de la Peace. So, and this one feels like it's the biggest. 700 pages. Am I killing myself off? I can't even remember what month I said. I decided December. I'm not even working reverse. December, it'll be The Missing Sister. I'll talk about it in a minute. And we've got The Sun Sister is the penultimate one, and that's Electra's. It's about Electra de la Peace, who seems to have it all. She's a top model, rich and famous. So actually, that would work better to do that in October. So, The Missing Sister, I got this in a hardback from my charity shop, and this is about the one that is. They only have one clue. They have a missing sister who is taken, who they have to find, and it's just, oh my god, this one is emotional. And I got it in my charity shop for like a couple of pounds, and that is so good. So that will be December, actually. That will be December. So I'll do December. I'm thinking October. August. I think June. August, June. May. March. Yeah, that will work. March and then thingy. That's that sorted. I will write it down somewhere so I do not forget. I'll have to write that down somewhere because I really will forget otherwise. That's that sorted. Then the third series is one of the series I will be hosting a read-along for, which I will announce in February because it's going to be for March, April, May and June. It is a read-along, but if there's not many people that want to do it and I just do it as a buddy read, that's fine. It's a series. I don't know. Do I do it as a read-along? Actually, I think I'm going to let you guys decide. Do I do the Why Mummy series as a read-along, or do I just do it and see if anyone wants to buddy read it with me? What do you think? Let me know down below. But, yes, the Why Mummy series is what I'm reading in March, April, May and June. I might even just not, because I might not even do a read-along, because I did loads in 2022, and I think I might need to give myself a break. There is actually one that I will do as a read-along, actually. No, yeah, I won't do Why Mummy. Sorry, guys, I am feeling absolute pants. So, the Why Mummy series is what I'll be reading in March, April, May and June. And we all know I love this series. It's a series that really makes me smile, and it's like the first series where I really felt like I was being seen, and because being a mum is the toughest job ever. Like this morning, I could have quite easily murdered Mia because running late, and I do not run late. And poor Thomas got upset, and it was just, being a mum is the hardest job ever. So this one is where you start the series when Mummy is 39 years old. It's written in like diary style entries. She's staring down the barrel of a future full of people asking if she wants to come to their advanced yoga classes and polite book clubs, where everyone seems to be tiddly after a glass of Pinot Grigio and says things like, "Oh gosh, are you having another glass?" But Mummy doesn't want to go quietly into a good night of women, into that good night of women with sensible haircuts who live for their children and stand in the playground trying to trump each other with their offspringings, up extracurricular activities and achievements, and boasting about their latest holidays. Instead, she clutches a large glass of wine, muttering FML over and over again until she remembers that the gem of an idea she had. Yeah, I'm not one of those mums who lives for my children. Don't get me wrong, my children mean the world to me and I adore them, but I am not one of these boastful mums. They are my world, but my world is better if I do more than just them. So that's March. Don't us all of us mummies swear. Those of you that do, don't. God, I envy you, but I do swear. Not in front of the kids too much, but I'm human. And this is, the boy child Peter is connected to his iPad by an umbilical cord. The girl child Jane is desperate to make her fortune as an Instagram style influencer. That kind of sounds like me and Thomas, actually. And Daddy is constantly off on an exotic business trip. That's not Chris. Mummy's marriage is feeling the strain. Her kids are running wild, and the house is steadily developing like the forest of mould. Only Judgy, the proud and noble terrier, remains loyal. I got Sweep. She's loyal, even though she does drive me crazy too. Can Mummy keep her family afloat? Can she really get away with wearing comfy trousers to work? And more importantly, can she find the time to pour herself a rather large glass of G&T? Yeah, I might have one of those, actually. So that's going to be April. Another slightly sweary one. Why Mummy doesn't give her beep. And this is Mummy dreams of quirky rural cottages with roses around the door and chickens. But life, as ever, is not going as planned. Paxo, Oxo and Bisto turn out to be rather highly rambunctious, really chatty. Oh, there are chickens. I love this one. And the precious moppets have transformed into giant teenagers. Instead of rittering on about who would win in a fight, a dragon badger or a ninja house, they are Snapchatting their night away. I love this one. I do remember really loving this one. It did make me laugh. And then the last in this series, the lovely guy from Garathena got me last year for my birthday. Why Mummy's Sloshed, and that's the last in the series, and I absolutely loved it. And it's about when they're 18, and like I said, it's just diary style entry, and Guy got it for me, and it's just, oh, well, I love it. So that'll be done in June. Get me ready for the summer holidays starting in July, although that feels a lifetime away now, doesn't it? So that's series 3. I am hosting a read-along of the Northern Lights series with the lovely Gemma from Gemma Books. We will be, I think the plans are June, July and August. We're going to be reading it. I will double check with her, but yeah, that's the plans. We'll be reading. So I did read this with a buddy read with some people, but we wanted to do a read along of it. Northern Lights series is one I loved. It's quite fantasy. It's kind of like dystopic-ish, like with the two parallel worlds. And my uncle gave me this set, and it's brilliant. So the first one is about Lyra Bellix, and that she has an animal demon living half wild and carefree along the scholars of Jordan Cottage. And then things happen, and I love this one. The second one is The Subtle Knife, which I really enjoyed. I think this was my favourite, actually, The Subtle Knife. I can't really tell you too much about that one, because it's, like I said. And then the last one is The Amber Spyglass. And this is very emotional. This is, I think, the biggest one, but it's very, very emotional. And then the last series I'm going to be reading, I'll be reading in September, October and November, and that is the Wildacre series. I was given this by the lovely Jack from Spread Bookjoy, and this is a series I've wanted to read for ages. I've had the other books in the series, and Jack sent me the first one. This is Wildacre Hall is set in the heart of the English countryside, in the ancestral home that Beatrice Lacey loves. But as a woman of the 18th century, she has no right of inheritance. Corrupted by a world that mistreats women, she sets out to corrupt others. Sexual and willful, she only believes that the only way to achieve control over Wildacre is through a series of horrible crimes, and no one escapes the consequences. Ooh. Sounds a bit different, doesn't it? That's the first one. The second one is The Favoured Girl, which is the Wildacre estate is bankrupt. The villagers are living in poverty, and the Wildacre Hall is a smoke-blackened ruin. But in Dower House, the two children are being raised to in protected innocence. Don't want to know too much. But there is only one can be the favoured child. That's really good. And then Meridian is the last, and that is Meridian is the desolate Romany girl is determined to escape the hard poverty of her childhood, riding bareback in travelling snow, while her sister Dandy risks her life on a trapeze. Meridian dedicates her life to freeing them from both danger and want. This looks really good. So, those are the 5 series I will be reading in 2023. I don't think I plan to put any more of them on myself. I'm going to be very gentle on myself because, like I said, 2022 was a really tough year. So I'm going to make sure that 2023 I'm a little bit more gentle on myself. So, are there any of these series you want to buddy read with me? Are there any you are excited about? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling. And I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.